An Auditel cost and purchase management consultant works alongside typically a financial director, a managing director, maybe a school bursar or a business owner, becomes part of their senior management team and helps the business reduce and manage certain costs within the business. So typically they will look at areas such as telecommunications, mobile telephony, electricity, gas, water, waste, through to some of the more commoditized areas such as stationery, printing, freight, haulage, even insurance and business rates. In all, over 100 areas of expenditure that most businesses have to pay for on a monthly basis. The franchisee interacts quite closely with the business. In the early phases, probably meeting with the business owner and the operational staff probably half a dozen times to set the scene, agree the projects, to collect the data and then present their reports and findings back to the business. Thereafter, our franchisees typically meet with their clients on a quarterly or a biannual basis, but they're obviously reporting back to their clients on a monthly basis. The main benefits that an Auditel consultant will bring to their client is, first of all, they're an additional resource. They're a trained, qualified professional that will work alongside the key decision makers within that business and become part of that senior management team. The key benefit, well, twofold. Firstly, we will add some money back to their bottom line, and there's not a business or an organisation in the UK that doesn't want that in the current economic climate. But more importantly, alongside the money that we generate, we take away the hassle and the heartache of managing those services on an ongoing basis. So the key benefit is actually freeing up the business owner to actually get on and focus on their core business and generate more income that way. The Auditel client base is very broad. There's over 3,300 organisations in the UK that we're currently working with, and they range from small and medium-sized businesses right through to public sector and PLCs. We work with firms of accountants, with lawyers, with manufacturing, with both private and state school sectors. Some of the larger clients, and maybe the better known clients that Auditel are currently working with, are the Pizza Express restaurant chain, where we look after every single restaurant in the United Kingdom. We're working currently with a few NHS trusts who are under an enormous amount of pressure to reduce their cost base. We're working with a very well-known Formula One team at the moment where we continue to deliver savings, and currently working with the Celtic Manor Hotel, which was the venue for last year's Ryder Cup. So there are some very well-known clients. However, the vast majority of our clients are probably not known to the public, and these are the everyday clients in manufacturing, accountancy, law, that you wouldn't necessarily recognise as high street names. I think our clients generally are very happy having us on board as part of their team. But to give you a couple of examples of some recent savings and maybe more unusual savings that we found, we've worked very successfully with a public sector body, and we looked at just one area for them. It was just energy, just electricity. But through our negotiation, through our detailed audit procedure, our retrospective auditing, and through our tools and our software, we were able to identify a rebate that we were able to reclaim. Now, they weren't able to find that themselves because they just didn't have the tools and the software and the resource to do it. To give you an example of a typical Auditel franchisee and how it's helped, I think, change his work-life balance and given him some financial freedom, we have a gentleman called Nigel Collins, and Nigel joined us 7 or 8 years ago. And by nature, he was very technical. He came from an engineering background. But what he's been able to do through his Auditel business is build it to such a point where he's able to enjoy a couple of holidays each year, take his children overseas, and he's been able to relocate from where he lived in Suffolk back to his hometown up in Derbyshire. And he's now free to go walking in the hills and enjoy life with his family. So he's certainly achieving the work-life balance that he wanted when he came into the Auditel business. Our franchisees come from a variety of backgrounds, and they each bring with them industry knowledge and skills that they share freely with the network. And although each franchisee has the control of their own business and they run it and they're free to develop the business in any way that they want to, the vast majority of franchisees end up collaborating with each other. And what they're able to do is put together very experienced project teams. So when they work with a large organisation, one franchisee doesn't have to be all things to all people. He or she has the ability to bring in a range of specialists with that industry-specific knowledge to help deliver those projects to the client. One such example is the Monmouth set of schools, the Haberdasher schools, where we've recently delivered projects ranging from telecommunications, stationery, energy, and a review of their entire IT infrastructure, where the franchisee, who is the ex-IT director of Delarue Systems, was able to offer his consulting skills to other franchisees within the network.